Welcome back, everybody. Rooster, you're in a bad place, my friend.
Mhm.
What do you want to do?
I have a plan.
I cede initiative to you. So the soldiers are awakening and drawing their stabbing implements to do away with this crippled slave who dares boss them around, who just killed their lieutenant.
Hmm. Um, so since things have gone totally south,
I
immediately,
mean, they started south, dude. You were in
yeah.
Florida to begin with.
Um, I think my first thing I want to do is escape.
Okay.
Um, and I think I'm going to use either like sword or brawling to do it. I think brawling might actually be the most appropriate. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, Rooster's like hairs on the back of his neck are rising, and he's just like, okay, shit, like this is a dodgy situation that I need to just get the fuck out of. Um, and so he's just gonna like he assumes there's someone behind him,
Yeah.
in the blocking the doorway, and so he's just gonna like suddenly smash through that person, um, and like make a run for it
Yeah. You're
basically,
just
or
gonna
at
use
least
your
get out into the darkness where he'll be hard to find.
balling to get free. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they are going to use. They're going to oppose you with their knife skill, and their intent is to murder you in the darkness.
What what a delightful
I
time.
know. What a bunch of great guys. They want to murder you, and you can oppose that with your not getting murdered skill, which in this case is brawling.
Okay, so brawling, I'm gonna fork in boxing, I'm gonna fork in soldier wise.
Okay.
Um, I should just have night wise, and then I just get +1 to everything at night.
That's right.
And I'm gonna fork in survivor wise.
Okay. All right. Um,
What's my obstacle, or what am I
well, you're
rolling?
gonna be rolling against them. So they're rolling. The primary roller has 2 in knives. They're going to be getting help. So there's 5 of them.
Hmm.
So there's 4 helping dice and 2 for knives. Um, I don't think in this case light is really a factor for you because you're just trying to use your body to like bust out.
Yeah, and I know by feel where the door is,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
more or less.
Okay. All right. So I will roll, and then you can roll against whatever I get. Modifier of 4 dice. They don't have any Artha. All right. Your obstacle is 4.
Okay, I'm also gonna fork in dirty fighting wise.
Okay,
Not to
good
here.
call. Do you have armor on?
Yeah, I
Okay,
have my like.
I'll give you. What is it? Lamellar? You said.
It's
Let me
the
take. I got your character sheet.
shittiest
The
armor,
shittiest possible armor.
and it's
Okay.
poor quality.
Brilliant. Okay, you can have 1 die of advantage for that shit.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because you're
enough
not
to
you're not
like.
trying to fight back, but it will definitely absorb some of the casual slashing.
Yeah, exactly. It's enough to like deflect a knife and let me squeeze by.
Yeah,
So,
it'll buy you time, if not a way out. Okay. So what's your pool looking like?
uh, 9 dice.
Nice. All right. So just under half of them have to be successes.
Yeah, well, that's good on the odds. I'm just gonna put the obstacle as 1, I guess,
We'll
because
put
it's.
the ob as 4 because you know
Oh,
that's what it is.
oh, so I fail.
Whatever. Oh wow. Okay. Do you have any? Oh, you didn't get
I
any
have no
sixes either.
sixes. I'm gonna spend a persona point to get an extra die.
How? God.
I know this is defies all logic and reason.
What? How you failed? I mean,
How could I fail?
our Jesus has abandoned you, friend. Okay. So
The curse is
use a
real.
persona.
There we go.
There it is.
Okay. So the tie does go to the defender. So you get your intent. You escape. Let me just check something real quick. Just checking my notes here for something. Here you go. So that extra die actually needs to be declared before you
Before?
make the roll. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll keep my persona point. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Keep your persona point.
Let's keep my persona to
Yeah.
myself.
Yep. That's
Okay.
Yes, I hate to do that. I just
No,
wanted
it's
to make
fine.
sure we were doing it by the book. So I think that yeah, you turn and like we get this like dark, like kind of like we only see you, and there's like these shadowy shapes sort of falling on you, and the flash of knives in the darkness, and then blood, right? Like blood splattered on the floor, like sort of flying in arcs, and you start to go and someone grabs you and stabs you in the ribs, and you get shanked a bunch of times before you even get to the door, and you burst out into the night, and then collapse out front. And so they got their intent, which is to kill you. But we are using the optional will to live. So
That's good.
You're gonna have to spend that point after all.
Yep.
So let me read it for you. So if the character has just failed a test and gotten himself into deep trouble, killed, captured, or something similarly horrible, you can spend a persona point to redirect the narrative from certain death to a further complication. As a rule, the player may choose his or her own fate. So
I have a fun idea.
Okay, so what happens? They think you're dead, right? They just fucking shank you a bunch of times, and like you get very badly stabbed many times, and stagger out into the cold night. Your blood steaming from your wounds. What do? What happens instead as they think you're dead?
That the bandits attack.
Okay.
While this is happening, they were like getting set to do this, and then I showed up, and this whole kerfuffle happened. They're like, "Shit, we gotta go now." And so like a bunch of bandits roll in, and I'm like half dead, but still conscious. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. So complications of a tangible personal cost. So I guess if you take a wound, you're going to be out for whatever fight follows. So really, you're just complicating things for everybody else.
Okay, yeah. Never mind then.
Right. Which is okay. It's just we need to figure out because you're obviously very badly injured.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of the bandits attacking. I think it's a good next step.
We did the whole like showing the gun.
We did show the gun.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so, what sort of complication would
maybe the bandits capture me, because they're kind of curious, whereas they know what the deal is with the soldiers. They don't really know what my deal is, and they're not sure like whether or not I'm like an enemy or a friend or whatever. So they're like, cool, capture this guy.
How about this? How about I like the bandit capturing thing. How about the bandits attack, but they don't attack the whole village now? They just kill all the soldiers.
Yeah, exactly.
And capture you, and now the village is helpless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
Good. All right. Well, thank you for giving that to me. All right. So, everybody else falls asleep. Rooster wanders out into the world. Rooster, what's the most significant wound you can take without being knocked unconscious? What's your lowest stat?
So I did a little bit of reading, and like adjusted my wound track thing.
Okay.
Because my gray shaded health affects it.
Right, it changed things.
Like, bumps everything along by a little bit. But yeah, my lowest stat is 2.
Okay. All right. Well, let me I'll make a knife roll to see how bad your wound is.
Cool.
So let's take a look.
And again, this is like, I think I got it right when I adjusted my wound track. I may have messed up.
That's fine. We'll just go with what we got.
Part confuses me a bit. So
it's okay. So, knives. And actually, I'll just deal the wound based on how they rolled. They got 4 successes?
Yeah, against my 3.
Okay. So, Agnes, you have a knife on your character sheet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will use yours as the reference. Okay, so knife, or dirk, yeah, okay. So it is add 1. So, okay, so Rooster, you take we'll say a B6 wound.
Okay.
So what is that for you?
That's a mortal wound. Or no, that's a meaty wound.
Yeah, meaty. Okay, so you take a meaty wound. Is the penalty enough to knock you out then?
Wound dice 2.
Yeah, so you are unconscious. Okay, all right.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, all right. So we'll assume that you're like not dead, but you'll wake up in the care of the bandits.
Yeah,
sometime later. Okay, so I want to know what you're doing the next day, or you said you had something you wanted to do now, right, Wooden?
Yeah, I wanted to wake up, like I told you in the break, like halfway through the night, but
Okay.
I'm wondering if there's any coinciding with the ruckus outside with the bandits.
There could
or
very well be.
because
What do you do when because you have that instinct that like wakes you up and go out and do things?
So I think what I would do is go to like a archery, target outside of the castle or something, and just like practice shooting in the dark or something.
Right, practicing your night targeting.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Would you like to intersect with like the bandits making off with Rooster?
Yeah, I mean, I know this is like adding complexity here, but yeah, I think it would be cool
No,
if
that's
it.
totally fine. Yeah. Okay, so I guess you would maybe see then. I guess you're off shooting arrows at the target, and you notice some like torchlight. There's a bit of like a kerfuffle. There's some torchlight down by the logging camp, and then I assume you like make your way down there.
Yeah, I'd probably like stop for a second, look at it, look back at the castle, and think about like, should I raise some alarm or something? But my nature is just to go investigate myself.
Okay, all right. So you want to head down that way?
Yeah, stealthily though.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you make a stealthy roll? Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. All right, so you got 3 successes. Let me throw together a bandit here, and we'll see if any of them notice you. Give them a slightly above average perception. Okay, so I'll roll 3 dice and we will oppose. They probably won't notice you, but we'll see. I think they put 2 of them maybe on watch while this was happening, so we'll throw a helping die in there. And ob 3. Survey says, no, you go unnoticed by the bandits.
Cool.
So you can get close enough to scope out what's going on.
All right, so in terms of the timeline here, has Rooster already been attacked and is outside of the...
You probably don't see Rooster at all. Like they've probably already like carried him away.
Okay, but there are still bandits around.
Yeah, the bandits have maybe already made their strike and they've killed the soldiers. So maybe as you get closer, you can see in the dim light that sort of like they have torches inside the barracks. Excuse me. And so the light is spilling out the windows, and you can see the unmistakable, shine of pools of blood and dead bodies strewn around, and they're all like peppered with arrows.
And I assume the bandits are like looting the camp.
Yeah, and the bandits are going through the barracks.
All right, so I immediately, take my bow out and notch an arrow, and I guess I looked for a bandit that is not among others, someone who's alone that I can attack without interruption.
Okay. The only bandits you can see from where you're standing, and I mean we know they're bandits, but they look to you. So you see they're dressed much like Johann's like woodsmen. They're wearing like furs primarily, like dark gray and brown fur, holding bows. They look a bit like a slightly more civilized version of the like wildlings from Game of Thrones. And there's 2 of them standing outside. One of them is holding a torch. The other has a bow with an arrow like nocked but not drawn. So there aren't any that are like alone.
Okay, but do I know that they're bandits for certain? That's like obvious.
Not really. They're marauders. No. They certainly killed all these soldiers. They're sort of in the process of the like end bit of that.
Okay. Well, as long as I know they're like malicious.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They killed everybody in there, and yeah.
Okay, so you said there's two outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, and wait, what did you say about the two?
they're just standing talking. I mean, they're on guard, but they're like talking to each other
Yeah.
quietly, and they're speaking like a dialect of whatever the sort of common tongue is that you don't like. You can kind of pick out some of the words, but not all of them. It's like listening to somebody speak Old English. You can kind of get some of the words.
Okay. I want to figure out if there's a. Okay, I want to just take one of them out as quickly as I can, and then prepare to attack the other. I want to attack both of them.
Okay. So your plan here. There's two of them. There's the one with the torch, and there's the one with the bow.
Okay, so I would want to take the one with the bow out first, as stealthily as possible. If so, yeah.
Okay. All right. I think it's not an opposed roll because they don't know it's coming, but there is a difficulty to like kill the guy in one shot, basically.
Roll for headshot.
I mean, I guess just roll, and there's no opposition, so you can just do like you can just apply your successes to damaging him. So in that case, yeah, just roll your bow skill against Ob 1.
Okay.
Okay, so what'd you get? Wow, one success out of 6 dice, huh? Okay, it's not gonna do it. You deal him a let's see. Oh, you don't have the stats for bow on your character sheet. Okay, we can do.
Is there
that.
anything you should have forked in there, Colin?
I thought about it, and I don't know. I don't know anything that applies to this situation.
Assassin wise? Murderonomy, murderology.
Either one, really. Yeah.
Really, whatever you got. Okay, so for a hunting bow, you need to roll a die of fate for the damage. So 1 is enough to hit him. So just roll a d6. You want to get as high as possible for this. If you can get a 5 or 6, you'll kill him. If you get a 3 to 4, he's badly injured, but not out. Right, that's right, because they're different for this. Okay, so a 4 gives him a B7 wound for a hunting bow. So I didn't have their I don't have their like health track sorted out in advance.
Yeah.
So let me just I'll just use someone similar. So we'll just use yours for now. So for you, a B7 would be a traumatic wound, which gives a -4. Okay, so it knocks him unconscious. So it doesn't kill him, but you basically like draw the arrow, fire it. It hits him like in the neck. There's a squirt of blood. He doesn't really like get to shout or anything. Grabs it, and then you see his eyes roll back in his head, and he like tumbles forward. He might survive, but for all intents and purposes, he's out. Right, he's unconscious.
It's definitely a casualty.
His friend with the torch looks at the body, turns and shouts into the hall. And again, you don't quite catch what he says, but you catch the name Eckbert. And then he just shouts, he's like, Eckbert! And then he goes to run inside. What are you gonna do?
Okay. All right. So I'm pretty concerned that he got like a yell off. So I know I'm probably going to be outnumbered and need to hide, but I would like to reduce their numbers as much as possible. So I want to shoot the one I want to shoot him as he's trying to run inside.
Okay, so he'll oppose you with a speed test to see if you can get inside before you can shoot him. See if his reaction is fast enough. So let me give him a speed stat here. Bandito. And your intention is what? To kill him before he gets inside?
Yeah, kill him or incapacitate him, whatever.
Okay.
I just want him down and out.
Okay, so your obstacle here is going to be 2. Ob 2, if you want to kill him.
Is like stealthy forkable in this situation at all?
No.
Okay. All right.
No, stealthy was what permitted you to make the first shot. And you do it. Okay, so he turns and he's like, Eckbert, and then just funk, arrow in the head, and he just tumbles to the ground.
Awesome.
Yep.
You did it.
Okay,
You killed
so-
some people.
So now I want to get to a safe vantage point where I can see if they're going to run out of there or not, or what's going on, but
Okay.
without exposing myself.
Sure. Okay, so your stealth roll from before holds. They'll get another chance to roll against it because somebody else is going to be looking for you. But so yeah, the door opens again, and another bandit comes out. This one has a shield on his arm, and he's holding a lantern that he looks like he took from inside. So he comes out and holds the lantern up, and then he sees the bodies of his friends on the ground, and then turns over his shoulder and again like shouts. You catch the name Eckbert, and then what do you do?
Okay, so I think what I do is, can we establish maybe like how far away I am from the entrance here, or?
It's up to you. Like how close would you have gotten within just like optimal bow range?
Well, I think what I'd want to do, I was more concerned with being stealthy to begin with, so I kept a distance above all else, and I think that was reflected in my barely hitting that first guy.
Okay.
But after I needed to retreat a little bit after I killed the second guy, I wanted to go high, so like get up on a roof, or if there's something I can sort of scramble up onto nearby, just to sort of hide out.
Okay.
That's where I'd want to be.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you, I mean, there's several like small buildings around here besides the barrack. There's the actual mill itself. There's like a storage shed for tools.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a lean-to that covers where they would have like logs that were being cut.
Yeah, let's go with the just up on the lean-to.
Okay.
So I'm sort of like laying prone on the roof or something, just trying to make sure I'm not visible. But what I'd like to do is wait for them to come out, whoever's going to come out, and then I basically want to like take, I don't know, maybe my flask as soon as they run out, and I want to like just lob it as far as I can, sort of off to the side of where they're coming out of, just to make them think there's some commotion to go investigate that way.
Okay. All right. So so you do you like throw it over that way. And when the guy sees the arrows and stuff in the bodies, he's not gonna stick around to get sniped. He hears the noise and ducks back inside, and you hear more shouting inside. And there's more than one entrance to this place, so they start to like go out the other one. Here, let me I'll draw it out for you. We'll
Okay.
give you a sort of general idea of
Combat
the
diagram.
situation in which you find yourselves. So let's see, dark green there. Okay, so here's the situation. So there's a large building. It's the barracks. It's right here. And there is an entrance to the barracks here and here. Now you've killed 2 guards out front, out here, and then you are probably like across the way in like the lean-to thingamajigger that's like over here.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's put a little W for woodsman. Oops, that's a square. You are not a square, woodsman. There you are. Okay. So they you threw your flask, and where did you want to throw it? Like what was your intent?
I think with this layout here, I want to lob it as far just straight south as possible.
So just like down this way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the group of them, like some of them come out this side and some of them come out over here. And I think that you see, 3 or 4 like sort of tough-looking men and women come out here, and one, as they turn to go investigate, one turns, and you see a familiar face. Among them is Johan, the hunter. And he comes out looking around, and he's like speaking their language, and one of them is like he grabs Johann's cloak and points the way he heard the noise, and they head in that direction, and then several more of them go this way.
Mm-hmm.
You figure, like, once they leave, you figure there's probably like 20 of them total. Some of them are carrying like sacks with them. Yeah. Many of them have like blood on them. They're all holding either bows or like a torch and an axe, or just an axe and a shield. But they seem to be like an organized raiding party.
Okay, so what I want to do is just run up to the two bodies as quick as I can and just search them for anything valuable to like figure out who these people are, what they're doing.
Okay.
But my real goal is to just search them and go back to the castle as fast as I can.
Okay.
I'm not going to engage.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, you find on one of them, like they both have stuff that they've stolen. Like you find like a soldier's dirk in one of their like belts.
My blood on it.
Yeah, probably. And actually, yeah, one of these guys has something that belongs to Rooster. Rooster, what was it?
I don't own a lot of things.
Yeah, but something that like the woodsman would recognize as belonging to you.
Oh no, I have some personal effects. So
What about one of them's alive, right?
Oh my god, you know what? Fuck it. This is the clear and obvious one. Yeah, like he's still alive, he's still breathing, but one of them has Rooster's like prosthetic leg jammed into his belt.
There
Like
it is.
that's the obvious like. Yeah, he just like wrenched it off when they took the body away, and yeah, one guy has like a club jammed into his belt. This like ornate rooster's claw.
Okay.
Yeah,
son of a
All
bitch.
right.
and he's lying on his back, and you can see the moonlight like catch his face, and he's like choking on his own like blood is gushing out of this arrow wound in his neck.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly that thing is cursed. That's
So
why
do I think this guy's definitely gonna die?
Yes.
If
Oh
not
yeah, he's got a
tended to?
traumatic wound. All you have to do is not attend to him, and he will just die.
Okay. I don't think it's in the woodsman to attempt to tend to him.
Sure.
So he's just gonna like not like kill him or anything, but just grab the rooster's leg
Mm-hmm.
and anything else they have on them,
Okay.
coin and whatever, and go back to the castle as fast as possible.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got a knife. You can take one of their bows. It's not as good as yours. You can take a handful of arrows. You could take between the two of them. If you like grab their purses, it's another die of cash.
Yeah.
And then yeah, you can run for the castle.
Yeah, I would take the cash and probably leave the weapons if they're not better than mine.
Okay. All right. So the soldiers, the bandits like fan out to find you. They've already got their captive in tow. And I think you get back to the castle. Okay, like you don't have to. They're distracted enough by the thrown flask that you can slip away.
Okay.
Where do you go when you get back to the castle?
To go wake probably Basil up if I can find him.
Okay. I guess
Sleep in the library.
I was saying, yeah. Would you know where Basil like is?
I don't know. I mean, have we established like? I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, have we established a routine that I've seen enough?
I
throughout
think you
the
know that I
month?
could be in the library in waking hours, but I don't sleep there normally.
Mm.
You know,
I think you're not in the castle enough to really like know.
right? That too.
So
All right, so I guess when I run into the foyer of the castle, I just whistle as loud as I can. I'm like, Basil, come on, Basil.
okay.
Someone find Basil, okay?
So you're whistling and shouting. The first thing you attract is the dog. So you hear the clicking of its nails on the stone, and then it like comes out into the foyer and like is looking around like panting and like runs over to you. Starts barking, like jumping up on you.
Just go find Basil, boy.
The dog runs in circles a couple of times and then just kind of gets tired and like realizes you're not gonna like take it outside or run around with it and just kind of like flops down. And I think that Basil, you at this point hear the like whistling And there's like barking, and it wakes you up. Agnes, you get woken up too.
Sorry. Okay. So.
Everybody just gonna like rush
yeah.
to the source of the. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, that
So
dog.
is the I keep forgetting her name. Ilya.
Yeah.
Did she wake up?
Yeah, like
Oh,
she
right.
kind of like starts to wake up a little bit, and she's like all bleary eyed, and it's like, what's going on?
I really.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just tell her to stay put. I think.
Yeah, I think that's what she wants to hear, and she's like, okay.
Yeah.
Goes back to sleep.
The thing I was gonna say was, it would be real good if the woodsman shouted about the bandits and Ilya heard.
I know.
Bandits have come, and she's like, shows up with her suitcase. Fucking
Yeah.
rights, let's do it.
Check out my love.
Mm-hmm.
God.
All right, so are you guys here?
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
All right, so the woodsman's super like exasperated. He's like, okay, Basil, been looking for you. Here's what's going on. Two things.
Like exchanging looks with Agnes as he does this.
Yeah, two things, you guys. I lost my flask. And I think we lost the rooster, and I hold out the rooster leg.
Perfect.
Sorry, there's a dog next door.
No, it's good for this scene. Leave it. So yeah,
Oh my god.
just pulls out the rooster's leg, like.
Where did you get this?
Bandits. You're pretty typical bandit type looking fellows, and they slaughtered everyone in the guardhouse. So it's
guardhouse.
it's pretty grisly down there. And yeah, this was there.
What, may I ask, did you do with the bandits?
Well, I did what I could. It was I was a bit outnumbered down there, so, I took a couple of them out, I think.
How many of them are there? How many troops do we have left? What's the...
Okay, well, at that particular barracks, we have 0 troops left.
Okay.
And there was probably 20 of them.
Oh. Okay. And they're there now. They're there they're there now. 20.
Well, here's the weird part. Actually, this is why I figured you should know right away.
I appreciate it. Certainly.
Well, I mean, yeah, the rooster's gone, and I know you guys are close or whatever. You're always
Or whatever is a good description.
well, people yell at each other out of, anyway. The guy Johan, who, as I'm sure you recall, we struck an arrangement with, as my part of my hunting team for the winter. He looked a lot like a bandit, and he talked with the bandits throughout the whole bandit process that they were
The whole banditry operation.
Yeah.
This guy, is he in the village currently?
They look. You know how I told you I lost my flask, which it's gone,
Yeah.
by the way. I don't have it.
We'll get you a new flask. Did you see the rooster?
Well, when that happened, when I lost my flask, they ran off, and they all, I think they may be still down there, but that's all I know.
Okay. But you didn't see Rooster.
Just this part of him.
Right. I take it from you and
Just the leg. So it's
snatch it.
Yeah, it's still got blood all over it.
Cool.
You
That's
get a
not
bunch on your
unusual
hands.
my leg, though.
That's true.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
I mean, it's had blood on it before. It's a blood-encrusted object most of the time, but this blood is fresh, and
I'm
it's
gonna
on
go.
different parts of it than the kicking part.
Give me 5 minutes. If one of you could ready the horse, that would be fantastic.
So Agnes, are you gonna like say anything about the bandits? Because you got some insider information here.
Yeah, we don't know. We've never heard the story of the bandits.
I know, but now I'm wondering if it's even valid if you killed the one guy that I knew about.
Yeah, but you don't know that we. Also, I'm not sure if that guy died
didn't,
or if
no.
that guy was calling for him.
They were calling for him. Yeah, he's the guy to call when there was trouble. Egbert lives.
I thought he was the guy that got shot in the neck.
No, that was one of the two
completely
goofs
misread that.
outside.
Yeah, I also.
He wasn't saying Egbert was shot. He was saying Egbert, they shot someone.
Yeah. It was
Got
like
it.
Egbert, they shot Phineas or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, then I absolutely explain all of the things that I know.
Okay, it sounds like he didn't like the Duke much. Maybe we can. I need to talk to this Egbert. Okay, horse, woodsman. Is Johann still in the town? Can you go talk to him?
I mean, we could just, ride on up to him, but it's like he's in, full bandit mode right now, and
So he's there. He was
His
with
full
the
bandit regalia. He's wearing his tier 5 bandit
yeah.
gear.
Look, he's there. Let me just. I'm not sure if you understand this.
I don't.
Johann is not a guy you want to mess with.
I'm not messing with anybody. I'm gonna go talk to this Egbert, which is a name, I guess, and I'm gonna get Rooster back, and I'm gonna explain to them that the man that they hated has been ousted, and whatever sin this Egbert had committed, which let me tell you, I suspect the sin was just looking at Elio once. Everything will be water under the bridge. You know that saying? There's water under the bridge. We're sitting by the river. It will be great. I'll be right back. I have to take care of something. Can you ready my horse?
Me?
One of you.
So
Anyone can.
So
Look at
much
the
for the
dog for a
egalitarian arrangement of power here. Get my
Yeah.
horse ready for me.
I don't horse.
Yeah, you
That's
know
fine.
who who'd be able to help you with your horse? You know?
Who's that?
Gustav?
Fuck it.
Isn't there someone who can help me with this menial task I don't want to do?
I'm gonna go to my room and get my sword and like clothing because I'm probably not dressed in like outside clothes.
Yeah, you're in your like night, like not your sleeping accoutrement, but yeah.
I'm going to, in a very rushed and ugly job, cut the beard from my face.
Oh, nice.
Grip Rooster's like leg and like toss it aside and head out.
Yo, don't throw my leg.
I
You
got
need
that
a new one
special.
anyway. We'll get you a new
Awesome.
one.
So we get a scene of Basil like half dressed, like sawing at his beard with a knife, like over like a wash basin or something.
Yeah, blood
Awesome.
coming off the face is not doing a good job of it.
Like Luke Wilson in fucking Royal Tenenbaums.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
like fuck,
Yes,
just
like
like
this. Yes,
cutting it
exactly.
away. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll see how that goes. We'll see how talking to the Bandit King goes.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I don't want to start the Bandit King stuff until next
Right.
time. So let's do Fate and Artha and stuff now, and we'll catch up with Egbert and Basil.
Egbert and
next time.
friends.
Yeah, Egbert and friends.
Adventures of Egbert.
Egbert and company. Whew. Tense.
Lord.
This is what
Good
happens
episode.
when you have Andrew in your games. He picks things that make everything go cray. It's the best. All right, let's start with you, Agnes of the Bakers.
Sure.
Did any of your beliefs drive your character today?
I don't think so.
No, you didn't.
Like,
You
not
didn't
at all.
strive to collect knowledge. You didn't do what
Not
was
really.
necessary to defend the 12. Do you
Not
feel like you
really.
tried to embody the strength of the revolution? Were you strong where others were weak?
I mean,
Talked about dresses.
I mean, I encouraged a person who was could have potentially been beyond encouraging. So
I actually think you did a good job of this one, and I think it's interesting that, like, Agnes, you stand alone in the group as, I mean, not only being the only like woman, but in showing a different kind of strength than the rest of them do. I think a lot of the time, and I definitely think that this was an opportunity for you to do that. I think that you were embodying a strength that maybe we hadn't seen in you before. So
Okay.
yeah, definitely take the fate for that.
And also, yeah, like trying to help someone who was not strong in that way.
Yeah, for real. I mean, the important thing here is the strength of the revolution, and that's a very personal thing, right? Like, it might sometimes mean that you just toe the line and are like, yes, I do what the revolution says, but maybe the truth of the strength of the revolution is something you believe to be different, right? And that's going to evolve as time goes on.
Yeah, I mean, Agnes is a derp. She doesn't have any instincts. She doesn't play video games, so she doesn't know that she's supposed to like click on everything to figure it out.
Right.
So
she's inexperienced at everything except making bread.
yeah,
And
what
evidently
she
throwing
lacks in
knives at
that,
people.
she tries to make up for it in like trying to make other people happy, basically, because that's what she believes the revolution should be.
Yeah. No, I
So,
like it. I'm into it.
yeah.
Cool. None of your instincts got you in trouble, I don't think. Any of your traits drive your character in a particular direction or contribute?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that's all right. How about Basil? How about we do you?
I don't think any of my beliefs really hit today. Like I gestured towards looking into this Kurt stuff, and I anticipate doing more of that in the future. But I didn't really work towards. I think the third one, the conversation. So the third one is one's birth should never limits one's reach. I will create an organization to help those born to low standing, which is like in a very abstract way. That's what I'm trying to do with Rooster.
Sure. Yeah.
is that-
That was the one. That was the one that I was. That was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I think
I would
that's the
take
one.
fate for that, because in your own misguided way, you're like,
Right.
you need to be your own person, and I'm going to tell you how to be your own person.
Right, and that way is to go rule those other people.
Sure. Exactly. Yeah.
No more rulers, except I'm your ruler, and I need you to be a different ruler for me, a sub ruler.
Exactly. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Totally.
Instincts wise, I don't think anything got me in trouble or came up really. We've talked about. I think I am going to rewrite "Always Share the Victory and Its Spoils" to be something more about delegation. Is that a thing I can do? Can I rewrite
Totally.
instincts?
Yeah. Absolutely. You can rewrite any of those 6 slots
Okay.
whenever you want. Just between.
And then, so how's it work with traits? Is it just again things that kind of
Like, did your trait come up in an interesting
So
way? Did
I
you
think
play
this is
to
the
a trait?
episode that made Basil engage with Cowardly and work through what that was.
Yeah.
Because so previously I'd been thinking about him as being not a coward, right? Like, oh, that's the one that he isn't from his culture. Like, oh, he's not
Right.
cowardly. He gets the fights all the time. And then halfway through this, I realized like, oh no, the thing that he's cowardly about is like stepping up and like
Sure. Yeah.
and that he's terrified of going to give orders because he won't give the right orders. Or
Well,
that
the one thing about living by a philosophy of like everyone is accountable for their own actions is that no one
Right.
has to step up, right? They can be like,
Right.
yeah, you just handle your own thing, and I don't have to get involved. Cool.
And so to see that happen, to have that conversation with Rooster, and then for Rooster not to come back, has made him. I still don't think that I'm not convinced. This could be the moment where he engages with that trait and tries to
Sure.
overcome it and fails or succeeds. But I think this is the first time that's come up in any meaningful
Well, the
way.
great thing about the traits being like a single word or a couple of words is you can interpret it a bunch of different ways.
Right, totally. So yeah, I don't know if I get a fate for that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely.
Yep. I think that's it.
All right.
You could have gone there with me, but instead,
Right, exactly.
sold me down the fucking river.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then look what happened.
Yeah, he's still alive for
Yeah,
now.
sure.
Oh.
Woodsman, how about you?
I think, I mean, not letting myself become close with anyone didn't really come into play except maybe with Gustav as he tried to sort of soften me up a bit.
Well, the interesting thing here is you ended up in a position where no matter what thing you did, you're going to get a fate for it. Because either you'd be like, no, stay the fuck away from me, Gustav. I am close to no man.
Yeah.
Or you'd be like, all right, man, I will drink your wine because I'm an alcoholic. I can't help it.
Yeah.
So, like, either way, you're going to get a fate one way or another for that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think? Was I avoiding?
I honestly, I kind of feel like you went with both of them, where you're like, no, like you could have just as easily been like he was giving you an opportunity to be like, hey, maybe we can talk, and like you're different from them, and you could have been like, sure, yeah, no, let's talk about that, but you're like, talk to the hand, old man.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you showed weakness by being like, talk to the hand because I'm using this one to drink this delicious wine. Thank you. You know, like, so I take the fate for that belief for sure.
Okay.
I think that like for something like Mold Breaker, the like big like persona, like your character changes dramatically thing, those are the kinds of situations you want to get yourself in where you're like, you know, you change a belief dramatically through something that happens in play. And yeah, more stuff like that, like putting yourself in conflict between your beliefs and your traits and your instincts.
Okay, so not minding risking my life without pause, I don't think that came into play. I don't think I played that out properly today.
Yeah, it was interesting because it was like you used your skills to prevent that from being necessary. Like, had you been put in like because you were just so aces with the bow, you were never in any real danger. You were just snipering them.
Yeah.
Now, if you had failed one of those bow rolls and chosen not to flee, then yeah, it would have
Right.
come up. For sure.
Yeah, the opportunity never came up.
Yeah.
Okay, so instincts, suspicious of strangers. I think I definitely did that with Gustav.
Yeah, and it did definitely hinder you. Like your instinct fucked you over there for sure. So take the fate.
Okay. Let's see. I mean, I was aware of the bandit attack because I was honing my skills in the late hours.
Yeah, it helped you rather than hinder you for sure. But that's also another purpose of those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So does it have to hinder me for the
It just
fate?
has to cause you trouble, right? Where you do something instinctively and then are like, oh, that was not the correct decision.
Okay, so I guess that did not hinder me.
Yeah, but it helped. So that's the other side.
Okay. Conceal myself. I mean, I did that.
Again, it helped, but
yeah.
But you have a couple of traits that earned you some fate this
Yeah,
session.
definitely. So, okay, Broken Man really didn't come into play too much. Fearless, probably not.
You shouldn't have run out there by yourself after the bandits. Like, you were lucky it went well, but it didn't have to.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say right now, after watching like Rooster get fucked up by way less dudes, that was the wrong move for personal safety. So go ahead and take the fate.
Okay. Mind-numbing work. I don't know how long I was in that situation, just sort of twiddling my thumbs with
yeah, I mean, I think it was advantageous for you in that case.
Yeah.
But like alcoholic, like you said, it's like it was a complicated situation. I think because of that, like it would have been a lot more clear cut if you weren't like, oh, actually, I like booze better than people, so cool, I will take your free wine.
Yeah, I think I definitely frustrated numerous people.
Yeah, definitely.
In being an alcoholic.
Well, and then your character's like general sort of drunken poor planning after that was complicating things too.
Yep.
Yeah, so definitely take the fate for that too.
Okay. Greedy, I don't know. I grabbed the coin from the dead guards.
You were playing into it.
Anything. They're already dead. I mean, I did sort of jeopardize time to escape a little bit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I actually should have like pushed it on you a little harder and been like, oh, it's going to take you some time to like roll these bodies. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I kind of gave you that one. So
yeah, freebie.
Yeah, that was a freebie. You get the gold with no risk, but not the fate.
Yep, and I didn't play the other two either today.
Cool. All right.
I don't know. How does the relationship has the relationship with Johan developed at all?
So it's not related to It's not related to like awards or anything, but Johan, like he's easier for you to find because he's on your like enmity circles list. So if you need to find him again, you can like so for next time if you want Johan alone, you can just say to me, "I want to make a circles roll to find Johan," and you'll get an extra die when you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll give you an ob and you'll roll like normal. Cool.
All right.
Well, good session. That was a tense one.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
That was fun.
Excuse
No,
me.
Rooster, you're dead. You don't get points. Dude.
I-
Shut up. Let me just turn you off. You're gone. No. Do you want some points? Do you want some
I
fate?
want-
Do you
I
want
want
to
some
make up
fate.
for your lost points? All right.
I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need it.
Fine. Mr. One Leg. What do you got?
Okay, so my beliefs. My companions are strangers to hardship, and it is my place to bear the worst of it for them.
Yes.
Definitely complicated my life, and I definitely worked towards.
I would definitely give you fate for that. Yep.
My whole thing about confronting Basil, because he doesn't understand the lot of a slave. I think I work towards, but my belief is specifically to like make him understand.
Sure, you work towards it, but there's no understanding yet. I
Not
feel
yet.
like
Yeah.
I feel like that conversation where Basil was giving you shit for acting like a slave was just so heartbreaking. It was just like, why don't you just stop acting like a slave, man? We got rid of slaves. Just act like a normal person.
And that's the
Oh,
trap
God,
that
so much
Brewster's caught
erasure.
in, is trying to pursue that while still having his instinct to defer to authority and his inability to like be able to connect with people emotionally. Like Agnes offered me an out, being like, "We need you," and I was like, "Fuck
Yeah.
you!" immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was trying to be nice to me, and I was just like, "Nope, nope, I don't have feelings. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go wander around."
Yeah.
So speaking of that, I think that instinct got me into trouble.
A little bit.
Yeah, it alienated you for sure.
Emotional distress, deferring to authority got me in trouble because I just went to do what Basil told me to do.
Yep.
And so yeah, that's me.
Cool.
And then my
Any of your traits?
masterless, scarred, gambling addiction, survivor, pliant, silent, brutish. Pliant kind of screwed me over.
Yeah, I would give you a point for it depends. Like,
I mean, I'm already getting one for my instinct, so like, whatever.
yeah, like you weren't. I actually don't think you were being very pliant at all. Like you were being kind of an obstinate dick.
Fair. Fair point.
Masterless, complicated because you were still taking orders. I think that's one that's going to come to the fore as we go on. Like there'll be a point where you really come into your own on that, where you're like throwing off the shackles of masters past and present. Yeah, but we'll work up to that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, good. I'm excited. All right. Everybody got some fate.
Oh boy.
And y'all got yourself in trouble. What I love about the economy of the Artha in this game is that you need it because earning it puts you in situations where if you don't have it, you're gonna get in shit and you're probably gonna die. So you're like, yep, gotta spend a bunch of fate. So I survived the situation I put myself in so that I could earn fate later.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Why don't we sign off with some reminders of where, if people want to shower us in accolades, they can do so. Do you want to start, Jess? Jedi Master Jess.
Yeah, obviously. Sentinel, actually.
She's like pushing Star Wars merch in the chat throughout the game. Like
I linked my cardigan. Jesus.
Listen. It's fine, Jess. If we ever play a Star Wars role playing game, you're in.
Oh my God.
I promise. I'll push
Get
it.
you in.
I might just make you GM it, but we'll get it.
I couldn't possibly. Thanks for watching, everyone. Tonight was really awesome. I have to say I love the dialogue between Andrew and Austin. You guys are so good. It's really entertaining. Yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do that at Sylden, SYLDENN. That's where I tweet all of my art and my personal thoughts and shit. So thank you.
Awesome. Austin?
You can find me at Austin_Walker on Twitter and at giantbomb.com. There's a ton of footage from our PAX panels up. So if you want to see me talk about video games and VR and some other nonsense, go there.
Nice. Andrew?
Yeah, you can follow me on the internet on Twitter specifically at Commute and Crow, doing a couple of these shows.
Yeah, starting
Keep an eye out. We're doing-
up D&D pretty soon.
You can watch me compete with Hillary for most deaths. It'll be exciting.
Cool. Drunken Woodsman, you want to finish us off?
Okay, as always, you can just follow me on Twitter at SVNDER. But last week, while you guys were doing that boring, like, I don't know, that car show or something, whatever you
Yeah, the Petty Automotive Expo.
Yeah, the thing that I definitely didn't live vicariously through your Twitters to experience constantly. I took that opportunity to stream a little bit. So at twitch.tv/SVNDER, I streamed just Counter-Strike because I didn't know what else to do. And I think viewer count may have topped like possibly half a dozen. So
Yeah, it was
I'm
rad.
hoping to break that sometime soon, maybe get 7 or 8. So yeah, that's me on the internet.
I believe in you. I believe in your ability.
too. I will personally make that number at least one more.
Oh wow.
As long as I'm not also doing the same thing, in which case give me your viewers.
I have no aspirations to be a streamer. It's not in the cards for me, I fear.
See, that's the best attitude, to just get a bunch of people watching you. I don't really care about this, and whatever. Everybody's gonna be all over it.
I'm just doing this for me, you know. And
Even
if
if
you
I-
guys wanna watch, that's great.
Even if I did care, I literally don't have the time to stream things in my life. But anyway, sorry. Hogging this shout out.
It's fine. We have lots of time. Thanks to all of you. I missed you on the week off. This game is so much fun. I love the parts where I can just sit back and nod evilly and take notes and be like, yes, you're a terrible person. Good. Like putting Johan in my little pocket several episodes ago and be like, it's okay, buddy. We'll let you out soon. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's only going to be more fun.
I was just sweating it out each time. Just be like,
no, it's only going to get better from here. Yeah, so like Andrew mentioned, we got another show starting on Thursday in the former Apocalypse World time slot, so 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's going to be a blood-splattered Dungeons & Dragons Festival of Doom. We're going to be playing through Keep on the Borderlands, and I'm very excited to see how many characters die in the first session. I'm hoping for like at least one a person, but we'll see. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be very different from Burning Wheel, so you're going to be able to see kind of a contrast of two different role-playing games in Roll20. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Skinny Ghost. You can follow Roll20 app, and just throw us a follow here so you can keep on top of the shows as they come out. If you missed anything from earlier in the episode, it'll be live on YouTube this weekend, as well as episode 0 of the Moldvay D&D show where I prep the episode. Andrew, you are not allowed to watch. You know this already. Stay the hell away from that show.
Yeah,
And
it's no fun if I know how I'm going to die before I die. I want
right.
the death to be shocking and sudden.
Yes, that's all anybody wants. And if you are watching this and you are marveling over the glorious weirdness of playing role-playing games on the internet, you too can do it. So just go over to Roll20 and throw yourself a login. It is free. Play with other people. It's really fun. So until next week, we will see you. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.